Good morning, everyone. Can you guys hear me all right? Morning, good morning. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Just made a tea real quick. Hope everyone's doing well today. We'll get started here in just a few minutes.
Hey, good morning.
What's up, Steve? How you doing, bro?
Hey, nothing much, man. Pretty good. Just trying to adjust to this time zone.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy time.
How about you?
Good, man.
Yeah.
Just looking at all these stocks and saying, what the hell?
Man, a lot of crazy stuff. I'm sure you'll get into it.
A lot of crazy stuff, bro.
Right.
I would say yesterday was probably one of the craziest days in the market all year.
Yeah, and I mean, you called it.
Yeah, I called it, but executed pretty poorly, but all good.
I think the key was that Fed rate decision, and unfortunately, it just happened later in the day. But
yeah, I mean, we'll definitely get into it. That was definitely a huge factor. So I think there's a lot of stuff to talk about, man. So we'll give it a few more minutes, and we'll get started. Also, George is going to be coming to Florida next week to shoot some more vlog content. So if you guys have any questions or, anything that you guys want us to do in the video, just send George a direct message. I'll post this thing here. Just shoot George a direct message. Let's see you trade his account. He's coming to Florida, so I don't think I could trade his account here because unless I can log in here. I don't know, George. You know your logins, cuz maybe we could do that. I don't know if you know your DAS login, but if you know it, maybe we could do that. If you have your username and password, I don't know, write it down, but yeah, maybe you need some help with Anas to get your username and password. I want you to trade on my setup. Yeah, we can do that. It would be funny though, trading other members' accounts for the day.
And I wonder if you'd trade any differently. I mean, I know I would. That'd be tough.
I mean, it all depends on like the risk of the account, right? Like if the account's max loss is $100, like that's gonna be really tough,
Oh, George, I guess Alex can't do it.
Wow, low blow, Steve. George's max loss is 500.
I know,
Bro.
I'm
Come
kidding.
on.
I mean, bro, I love George, but there was that squirrel incident, so I had to get him back for that.
Dude, he's still, you might be the only one that remembers that squirrel.
I'm kidding, George. I love you, bro.
Wow. It's not very often that Steve throws a low blow. It's going to be a good day. All right, let's get started here. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to live trading. If this is your first time on live trading, welcome. We are using the webinars channel in Slack to communicate. The way that we structure live trading, pretty simple. We talk about what's working, what's not. We build the watch list live, and then we trade the watch list live. So the main thing to kind of understand here, guys, is what type of market cycle we are in. And man, is this a crazy, crazy market cycle? So the last 3 days, I've been just kind of taking losses on these memory names. You can see that I lost, 3,700, first day. I lost $300 the next day. Yesterday I lost, $3,000 again, 333. So 3 days of losing 3,000, 300, 3,000. So hopefully we could break that and not have a fourth day of a 3 style loss. But man, the ideas have been right nonstop. It's kind of focusing on the bounce on these memory names. The problem is it's not been happening on my ideal time horizon, right? Because the thing that you guys have to understand, guys, is, I have refined my trading to be at a high level between 9:30 and 10:30. 9:30 to 10:30 is my ideal time frame and is my ideal window. Anything after those times is way more difficult for me personally. So I found my sweet spot, right? When you're driving on the highway, sometimes your sweet spot is like 65 miles an hour, right? Or whatever it may be. That's kind of the sweet spot. You don't want to go a little bit less. You don't want to go more. That's kind of your, what is it called? Like the Goldilocks zone, right? Or whatever, people call it. That's my sweet spot is 9:30 to 10:30. So if something is not really within that window, man, I want to be really, really careful. So these memory names, we're just not really bouncing on my time frame. So although I'm still up, 36,000 for the month, I'm just kind of frustrated with this action because as you can see, now you're getting this nearly $150 a share bounce on SanDisk that I've been waiting for the last 3 days, man. So the move that I wanted happened at freaking 4 a.m. And I don't know about you guys, but I just wanted to get my sleep. Unless it's a really, really big opportunity, I'm not really waking up at 4 a.m. But the problem is that, we just had some really erratic price action yesterday. So let's get through it. So first things first is memory names are down a ton. 1,700 to 1,000 in 4 trading sessions, guys. This is a huge move, right? So the thing that you have to understand is you don't want to be shorting these stocks in a hole. A very, very good concept to kind of keep in mind that remembers this. If a stock is gapping up, you want to be more focused on the short. If a stock is gapping down, you want to be more focused on a long, right? So that's something that you have to keep in mind. It goes back to a very, very simple concept, is you want to sell into resistance, not buy into resistance. You want to buy into support, not sell into support. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of the most basic things to understand is when you have a stock gapping down 15%, that's already been down $500 a share, you shouldn't be shorting it, right? Because chances are it's going to have one of these like really big bounces in it. So for me, waking up this morning and seeing this major bounce is really frustrating because this is the trade that I've been looking for all week, man. It happened pre-market. So what do I think? So a couple things here. So we got the S&P 500 to move up right at the Fed rate decision. The Federal Reserve decided to keep rates unchanged. And we ended up popping up. And then we had probably one of the most aggressive sell-offs that I've seen probably all year. We sold off S&P 500 from 743 all the way down to 726. Not a single bounce in straight freaking liquidation. Straight liquidation for like an hour, right? And that to me was a signal. And you saw that on SanDisk too. Like, look at SanDisk. It's liquidated 1120 to 970. I mean, this is a huge move. So that kind of liquidation yesterday kind of, I think, was the final, call it the capitulation, right? What is capitulation? Capitulation is when you're like, dude, Stocks are never going to go up ever, ever, ever again. Fuck this shit. AI is fake. It's all bullshit. When everyone and their mom is saying that it's fake or it's not going to happen, usually the opposite happens. When the entire world says that the market is going to crash, the market's going to crash, the market's going to crash, that's when you want to buy the market. When everyone says the market can't go lower, the market can't go lower, the market can't go lower, that's when you want to sell, right? So I think yesterday on the S&P 500 and SanDisk and all these memory names was the final, bro, this shit is fake. I hate memory. What is memory? It's bullshit, right? And I think that kind of liquidation is kind of what happened yesterday. Then we got a catalyst. Does anyone know what the catalyst was? I'll give it a second here. What was the catalyst that kind of changed things? Ding, 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 Joe. Microsoft. So Microsoft had a blowout quarter and had great guidance. Why? Because of AI. So Microsoft came out, and not only were their numbers great, but their AI numbers were great. So the same way that everyone thought that the AI trade was gone, it's bullshit, no one's making money, who the hell is going to make money on AI? Microsoft just proved with, I think, a record quarter, the most money, the most profit, the most everything, all thanks to AI, which started to signal, oh, wait a second, maybe this AI shit was real. Maybe this AI shit is real. So Microsoft, in my opinion, ended up bottoming out the market. And also one more thing. You know that guy, what the hell is his name? The German guy, Leopold, what the hell was his name again? I don't remember. You guys know that guy, the old ex-OpenAI guy with the hedge fund? Leopard, whatever his name was. You guys know that guy? What the hell was his name? Leopold. So there's this guy, I mean, I'm sure you guys know, but this is an ex-OpenAI guy that started a hedge fund. And what he did with his hedge fund is he put all of the money into AI names. SanDisk, Micron, NBIS, whatever the hell it is, all AI based. And his hedge fund skyrocketed, like up 2,000%. There were rumors coming out yesterday, massive rumors that were coming out yesterday that the hottest hedge fund in the world, right, went from being, the hottest hedge fund in the world went from being up 200% year to date to being down 30% year to date. So the biggest AI hedge fund news was coming out, rumors were coming out that they were in trouble because this hedge fund was using 4 to 5 times leverage. So if you had $100, he was betting $500 at a time, 4 to 5x leverage. So everyone thought that this guy was getting liquidated with all these memory names. And then news came out this morning that everything is fine, he's raising more money, and everything is going to be okay. He's still up for the year or some shit like that. So that bottomed the market too. So we're starting to see multiple factors bottoming the market. Microsoft earnings, the hedge fund is not liquidated. Today, the biggest thing is Apple and Amazon. So Apple and Amazon are reporting earnings today. If Apple and Amazon do well on their earnings, and again, like I said, it's not the earnings, it's the CapEx. So something else with Microsoft is they left their CapEx, capital expenditures, unchanged, which means they did not raise their CapEx. If you guys remember, Google and Tesla raised their CapEx and their price went down. Microsoft did not raise its CapEx and the price went up. Apple is doing fucking virtually zero CapEx, so that doesn't matter. Their actual numbers matter. And then Amazon is going to determine based on the CapEx. If Amazon and Apple both come out with solid numbers, we might have had, the bottom for the year type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on the next two companies, seriously. If these companies whiff and they miss, I think it's going to be kind of more detrimental. obviously the thing about Apple is like, look at this move, bro. I mean, how good could earnings be to sustain the, I mean, who knows? Maybe it's going to be at 360 by the end of today. But most of the move of the earnings might already be priced in on this Apple. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the main thing to understand is I do think the short-term bottom is in. You know, you can see the price action as well between, you know, something like a Tesla, TSLL. You can see they liquidated Tesla into the after hours and then brought it back on air. They liquidated SpaceX and they brought it back on air. So a lot of these names, in my opinion, are hopefully ready for a bounce. So how the hell are we supposed to play the bounce when they're gapping up like freaking crazy? Well, the first thing is you don't want to buy the gap up. You don't want to buy. It's like saying, again, stock is gapping up 10%. You know, you want to buy that? No, you want to wait for a dip. So my thought process is this. We want to see these things, the SanDisk and the Micron, come back down to the VWAP area. 1050, 1060-ish area would be ideal. Wash out, get all the gap up buyers to sell off, put a little bit of fear back in everyone's head that, oh shit, these things are just going to sell off again. Reclaim VWAP and then just go higher. So that's kind of my thought process on all these things. Let them sell off for the first 5 to 10 minutes of the morning. And after the sell-off is over, if we start reclaiming, look to buy. So today's a day that I'm looking to buy. Once again, SanDisk, Micron, Tesla, you know, anything that's beaten down. Even this Oracle is very, very beaten down. Oracle is down 50%, you know, 50%. And you can see there's some resistance around this like 122-ish area, right? So if we can start to break out any of these names, any of these heavily beaten down names, you know, should be more long buys today, right? So the last 3 days I lost money. I've been kind of trading rather poorly, which sucks. But every single time the idea has been right. Every single time the thesis has been right. I just had to kind of be, you know, a little bit more patient. Will you play the downside as well or just wait for the bounce? I mean, in the morning, right, if we open up and this SanDisk, you know, just goes straight up to like, I don't know, you see this resistance here? Very clear, right? Look at this 1120. Resistance, resistance, resistance. So if we could wake up, I mean, not really wake up, but if the market opens and this shit pushes 1120, I'll short that. I'll short that 1120, right? But ideally, my ideal trade is going to be a washout and hold. Again, all eyes are going to be on Amazon and Apple today. You know, if they do beat earnings, you know, things will be very, very interesting. And yeah. So that's kind of what my thought process is. Hopefully the thoughts on the bottoming of the market make sense. The signals, the catalyst, and all this stuff makes sense. So with that being said, let's get started with the watch list. So the way that we build the watch list is we always start with the previous day's watch list. As you guys know, I've had like an ear infection for the last couple days. I have 8 days left of these stupid antibiotics, so that kind of sucks. But starting to finally feel a little bit better. So hopefully that reflects in my trading. It's no surprise the last 3 days I've been losing money. I haven't really been feeling well, but either way, keeping it controlled. And, you know, if all things go well, those losses will not really matter today. So with that being said, let's get started. INLF, you know, not really much volume there, not really anything. So I'm going to move on. TSLL, Tesla, you know, looking for probably ideally, if you guys remember, that 310 area on Tesla was the key, which on TSLL is around this 730. So 730 is the key resistance. So if we could start to push above 730, this thing may open up a little bit, but same plan as always. So Tesla, Micron, SanDisk, Oracle, looking for a morning sell-off for the first 15 plus minutes of the open. Get everyone fearful again. And then when everyone is scared, look for it to start holding VWAP and go long. I think the bottom is in on many names today. I just don't want to chase it. DFNS, Obviously, big move up, 100% ignore, no interest for me. This is not really what I'm interested in. You can see very, very clearly there's a key support here around like 70 bucks. So this is 100% avoid. It's not a trade for me. It's not a trade for me, but under 70 bucks, you can make an argument for it. So for anyone interested, I'll just put it there. DFNS, this is a 100% avoid short for me. Too stressful. Not enough reward for the risk. Key area is $70. If anyone is brave enough to short, that's the area you need to break first. Next is NUWE. NUWE, potential hot stock with money flow. So ignoring this, NUWE, potential hot stock with money flow. Ignoring this short. What else? PN was moving as well. This is also potential money flow. PN, potential money flow. DFNS is kind of like a low grade first red day. Like Joe said, you want to see more volume coming in. The less volume kind of hurts this. So although it kind of looks like a first red day, I would say this is probably like a B- first red day. So it kind of fits in. It's just not, you want to see more aggressive volume like Joe says. So it's kind of there, but it's not there essentially. That's why I'm not too crazy about it. It's way too thin. It's very, very easily manipulated due to the lower volume. So that kind of freaks me out too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is kind of my main watches for today. Main watches are obviously the names to bounce. Small caps are not really on watch today because every small cap that's moving, DFNS, NUWE, and PN are all very, very risky. So this is the thing that you have to understand about trading, guys, is you have to be able to have a diverse playbook. I excel at small cap stocks. That is my bread and butter. But I've also been doing very, very well this year, kind of diversifying into oil, silver, gold, memory, long, whatever it may be. It's actually very funny because the biggest trades of the year for me this year have not really been small caps. The biggest trades of the year for me this year were oil, which was like 200,000, gold, which was like 100,000, silver, that was like 100,000. The bounce on Micron, that was like 25K. So overall, all in all, my thought process is very simple. It's focus on the stocks that are broken, focus on the stocks on the short side that are broken, but make sure that they have reward to match the risk. And coming into this morning, I do certainly believe that, we did bottom out on very many names. But the thing is that you don't want to be chasing this freaking gap up, man. You don't want to be chasing, these things gapping up $150 a share. So the same way that you don't want to be shorting when these things are down $150 a share, you don't want to be buying when these things are up $150 a share. So that's kind of my thought process coming in today. If this SanDisk hits, this 10-20 area, I don't mind taking a small short, but overall, my thought process is the long. So my thought is 1120 to 1150. So 1120 to 1150, scale in short, but ideally 1050 to 1070 to scale in long. That's my thought coming into this morning. And with that being said, I'll pass the baton over to Steve, and we'll get started live trading here in the next few minutes. Thanks.
Cool, sounds good. So first of all, if you guys are listening to us, come into the webinar channel on Slack. I noticed this morning there's still a lot of members who have recently signed up who have not accepted their Slack invites, so I resent them all this morning. Check your email, look for Slack, or email me if you guys are having any trouble. If you have full access, you should also come into Slack. StephenRH1 at myinvestingclub.com. So in webinars, I'm going to post quick info on our bootcamp. Just make sure you guys are signed up if you guys are coming. It's in like 3 weeks. Time's flying, so sign up. It's free for platinum. If you want a VIP steak dinner, sponsorship dinner with Alex and Bao, the link is also there. Next, reminder, here's a post that Alex created a couple of days ago. With the volatility in large caps right now, there's a lot of opportunities in our diamond program. So if you guys have been on the fence about it, if you guys have, maybe reached out before, whatever the case is, or if you guys are thinking about it, just reach out. We'll see what we can do to help you guys out to get in. But definitely a lot of opportunities. This is kind of, the times that we're looking for. And it's kind of funny because what happens is usually when the market is at all-time highs, I get a lot of interest and members DMing me and asking questions about it. But then when we're on dips, like everybody's running for the hills, right? But the time to be buying is when we're kind of in a dip, right? So this is I think there's a lot of good opportunities now. We've been seeing a lot of activity from Alex in the Diamond channel, especially this morning. So if you guys are in the program, make sure to check the channel. If you guys are thinking about it, just DM me and I'll give you guys all the info. Cool. Next up, we got a couple minutes, so that might be kind of good to get in this topic real quick. So I know I've talked about this before, but we've got a lot of new members. We have a lot of old members that keep sending me charts. No offense to you guys, but you guys keep sending charts and asking me what the problem is. And then it turns out, when we zoom out, you guys are getting in heavy front side, getting in, too many shares and that kind of stuff. So I just want to reiterate, and I want to post this graphic on front side, back side. This is a topic that's covered once a week in the
real
mentorship
quick, Steve,
channel.
Just to cut you off real quick.
Yeah.
I just took a quick starter on this SanDisk here as it's getting to my 1020 line as a short, and I will scale in towards 1050.
Cool, and feel free to just chime in anytime if anything happens. So this topic is covered in the mentoring channel with Phil, Yuchi, and Edson. Feel free to reach out to those guys if you guys want to join their mentoring workshop for a week. I don't know how full you guys are, but definitely reach out to sign up. They got daily topics. One of them is this. They've got other topics. You guys are basically tabbing them with them for a week. So to get into this topic, basically we don't want to be kind of look at the graphic that I posted below. You can see on the left side that we've got the green side is trending up. Up is defined, uptrend is defined as higher highs, higher lows. Backside is on the right-hand side. That's in red. You could see that that's defined as lower highs, lower lows. Whenever you look at a chart, and if you guys are not sure, feel free to just, if you're new or whatever, just DM me. Send me an example of your trade or chart. I'll be more than happy to look at it and help you define where front side or backside shifted. But the key thing here is, once we start making lower highs and we confirm that first lower low break, to where it says backside, and you could kind of see how that trend usually goes, then that's confirmed backside, right? So that's the point, combined with VWAP, where we're allowed to add to more than 30% of our size, right? Until that happens, right? When the stock is trending up, higher highs, higher lows, we want to keep that sizing really, really minimized, right? Avoid it, or 10, 20%, but never more than 30% maximum. And what's 30%? Again, we talked about this yesterday. Every trade you guys have has to have a plan. You've got to know that this specific trade, I'm willing to put this many shares on the trade, right? You can't just wing it, because then you're going to be in the trade in the heat of the moment, putting on more shares than you should and wondering why you got stopped out, right? For a max loss. So anyways, take a look at this graphic. If you guys need any help with this at all, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to go over any questions or look at your charts. Just let me know. And we got about a minute left, so I'll hand it back over. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Alex.
Sounds good, Steve. So yeah, I'm gonna short this bounce on SanDisk towards that 1150 area, looking for a morning washout before hopefully I go long. Usually this is the part where we end the stream on YouTube, but I'll keep the stream running for a little bit today. And yeah, we'll take it from there. So scaled in a little bit more SanDisk here, 134. And ideally, what my thought process is, this gap up of 15%. At least my thought process is the first move should be more sell-off, and we'll see what happens here. But I have no problem scaling towards that 1150, and we got the market open up here in a few seconds. Let's see what happens.
Cool. Good luck, guys.
Market open.
That's the starting dip already. Yeah.
So normally this is when we end the stream, guys, but we're gonna keep it running today. Should be a pretty fun day.
This is selling off so far. Sandus looks strong so far.
A little bit more SanDisk. So far, my average is 1132. So pretty happy with this so far. You know, I like this morning rush. I do think it's going to sell off. Really sub 1125. And again, my thought is all these gap ups, you know, anyone that bought yesterday is going to probably sell into this gap up because they're up, you know, $200 a share. And after the gap up kind of cleans itself up, then I can look to go long. NUWE near the high of the day. Good avoids there. Tesla dip and reclaim. SpaceX bouncing. NUWE over 6.
And NUW is a great example of front side. So just look at the chart, guys. Higher highs, higher lows, avoid. Or go long.
So letting this thing kind of breathe out before I add more. I do think that this morning gap up is going to get sold off. Next resistance area is 1164. A little bit of a fail there on Micron. So I add a little bit of SanDisk here based on what I see on Micron. New average 1137. Good fail Micron. Under this candle here, 1138, I could add some more. So just waiting. DFNS, dip and reclaim. So really big move so far on this SanDisk, bouncing from 970 to 1170, so $200 a share bounce. Again, my overall thought is let the morning gap up sell off, and then I want to join the long. Right now, it's pretty damn strong. I'm probably at about 15% of my size so far. The more that this squeezes up, the more that I like the short. Ideally, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a break of the previous candle to add. So over here is 1146. So if we get a break under that previous candle, that's where I want to scale in. Also watching Micron, so add a little bit more SanDisk based on Micron again. 1143 average overall. 1146 break will be another add because that'll be a break under this candle. Just using Micron as my guide here. Watching that 1146. Micron's still heavy, bro. Let's see.
Yeah, looks heavy.
See if Micron breaks 790, and I'll hit some more SanDisk when watching. 790 test. Micron's holding though. You can see very clearly holding for now, so waiting. No more ads yet. Again, a break of the previous candle is what I'm looking for an ad. So 1148 this time. DFNS some fail, but again, not really my ball. Wow, Microsoft 444. Microsoft up. Wow.
Wow.
Microsoft
Jeez.
up 14% on the day, saving the market.
From 390? Oh my God.
Watching this Micron and SanDisk here, again, a break of the previous candle is what I want to do to add. So 1148. The other I want to see Micron agreeing here by breaking 790, but it's still pretty strong. What a really big move on this Microsoft. So no ads yet. So far, Micron looking pretty damn strong, honestly. No ads on SanDisk. DFNS going, Tesla going. What a move. What a move. So again, don't want to add here yet. It is a pretty major move. Tesla, really big bounce here today. So we have not had any candles break under the previous low. So I have not added past like 15% size. What a move, dude. What a move. That's just bananas, dude. Bananas. Okay, so starting to see a little bit of a fail. Microsoft 450. Jesus. So waiting for a signal here. See if I finally get it. Microsoft biggest one-day gain since 2020.
Jeez.
Tesla big fail. Really big fail, Tesla. Micron Sand is still going aggressively up. You know, when this thing was at 1100, I did not think it was going to push up $100 at the open, but my thought is still short because I don't want to be buying a 15% gap up. You can see that there is support here at 1167, so watching that. These things are just pretty damn strong so far. Just keeping my size controlled, not just blindly adding. Micron, I notice, also has SSR on. So same thing, just waiting for a break of like a previous candle as like a signal. This is getting a little bit extreme here. Let's see, probably this 1167 is kind of interesting spot. Watch this 1167. I think we're gonna get it. Watching. Add a little bit of SanDisk here now. I'm in about 25% size now. And 1156 average. 25% size. Getting ready to add more here. Just want to see some agreement here on this Micron. Overall market, again, a little bit of a sell-off. Next support, 57. Definitely Microsoft saved the market for sure. So I'm really looking for some lower highs here on these names. I just find it hard to believe they're going to go up $200 a share without at least a decent fear-based pullback. You can see Micron, another fail there. You can see support kind of this 803-ish. SanDisk support 1057. So my thought process is if we break 1157, I will go in 50% size. So that's my thought, is this support here. If we go break that 1157, I'll go in 50% of my size. But until then, keeping it controlled here, because I find it hard to believe that these things are just going to kind of go straight up. I haven't really even had one single pullback, off bouncing $220 a share, essentially, this would have been nice if this was the move that I got yesterday or the day before, but it's pretty strong. DFNS still halted, NUWE still strong. Remember to keep your size under control. Remember to keep your size under control. I'm in 25% of my size. So if I want 1,000 shares, I'm in 250 shares. If you want 10 shares, it's 2 shares, So a break of this 804 support on Micron and a break of this 1156, 57 area is going to be my 50% add. It's kind of where I would double up. Even considering shorting some Micron here too. So fuck it, I think I'm just gonna do it. So you've got a small starter short here on this Micron as well. Playing these together. It's still pretty damn strong though. Pretty damn strong. It's hard to be buying a gap up when the thing is gapping up 150 and you're telling yourself, oh, it's going to go $80 more. That's tough, man. That's tough. The both Micron and SanDisk kind of kicking my ass so far, but still have faith in it. Keeping my size controlled. I do think these will come down, breathe, and consolidate. But I don't want to just blindly add, right? That's the problem that happens. You don't want to blindly just add. I want to wait for my signals. Signals are breaks of support. Signals are death candles. Signals are fails. Pretty big move. So I don't want to just blindly add. I want to wait for a signal. Because this is going straight up, man. This is not, when you get a stock like Micron, dude, to go from 700 to 800 with no dip, that's very odd. So it is going to dip. Question is where? So pretty big move so far. Again, don't want to just blindly add. I don't want to blindly add. I want to wait for a big fail. It will be obvious when it comes. It will be obvious when it comes. It will be obvious when it comes. A little bit of a fail there on Micron. So add a little bit more Micron here. And then waiting for SanDisk as well. If I get some follow through on Micron, SanDisk should get it too. Average on Micron is 812. Added some SanDisk here. 1164, so 35% size. SanDisk, 1164. 15% size Micron. 812.50. So notice, guys, I'm keeping my size controlled. This is a pretty big bounce all around. Just wish this happened yesterday or the day before. Because now, what the hell? I didn't even get a dip to buy. You don't even get a dip to buy. My overall plan was short the morning open, get a little bit of a sell-off, and then buy. DFNS. Yeah, definitely look at weak DFNS. But still low volume there. It's definitely broken and under that key support. So if anyone's brave enough, they could definitely go for it. But I'm just going to stay on the sidelines. I gotta focus on these. All I need is one good trade on them on the reversal. That's all I need. But when these stocks are gapping up 20%, I do not want to be buying them on a 20% gap up. Still squeezing. The more these squeeze, the more aggressive I want to be on the backside of the move. Because it is going to happen. There's no way these things go up $250 a share without at least one pullback. So tough, but we'll see. Just need one good pullback. And I want to scale. Starting to get a little bit of topping signal there. SanDisk under 1200. I'll scale some more. It's still pretty strong. That's crazy. Very, very big bounces. No pullback. Here we go. Let's see. We're close here. Let's see. We've just been straight up squeezing for the last 20 minutes. 1200 break on SanDisk is what I'm watching. Really, really, really big move. I mean, this is just super accelerating, dude. This is super accelerating. We're getting there. Definitely some pain here, which is annoying, but I think it's when it turns, it's going to turn in a big way. There's definitely some tough action, but keeping my size small is certainly helping. Just need that turn to scale it. Notice I'm not just blindly adding blind. SpaceX moving today too. So 1200 break on SanDisk is kind of what I'm looking for some scales. And then beyond that, I want to let it kind of test out and see what the hell it's going to do. DFNS halting up now. That's why these low volume things are always so difficult. You always want to be careful in those low volume plays. SanDisk, once again, I think we're getting close here. Watching that 1200 area. All right, here we go. Adding SanDisk, adding Micron. Added SanDisk, adding Micron. At about 40% size. SanDisk, 1173. 25% size. Micron, 819. I think we're going to get it. This should be the top. I mean, look at this move, dude. How the hell are you supposed to be buying this move, dude? What the hell are you doing buying this move? I mean, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, pretty aggressive.
I can't do it. Finally started to see the confirm. Under 820, I will add some more Micron. Watching. I think we're going to get it. 820 is my add spot, Micron. Amazon really beaten up too. What we want to see here is we want to see a lower high form. So we want to see it try to break the high of the day here and then make a lower high. That's what we want to see. Starting to see Microsoft come down a little bit. Starting to see Tesla come down a little bit. See if the overall market gives us some help here. So we want to start to see some sort of fail here. But this is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I never would I have imagined that these things bounce almost $300 a share with no pullback at all. So that's really frustrating. But now I'm going to go into kind of more risk control mode because if these things don't start pulling back real soon, I'm probably going to be wrong here because this is just a straight up parabolic action, man. Straight up. No dips, no dips, no dips. And my thought was to go long, but they never gave me a dip to go long. Never gave a dip to go long. Remember, these things, if they make a new high and fail that new high, that's what we're looking for. But goddamn. Non-stop. Probably going to start reducing some here, sizing back down if we don't start to get some sort of dip, because this is just crazy, man. Every single day that I've been trading these, I've just been kind of on the wrong side. Although I feel like I've been picking the right side, just been getting smoked on the wrong side. But and the funniest part is you can see that on this micron, there's just a bunch of resistance here in the 830s. You know, you can see just non-stop resistance in the 830s and just kind of went right past that. Just non-stop resistance here, and it's like it never happened. They're just speeding up like crazy. My thought process again is, would I be long here? Would I be long on this move on Micron? Would I be long on this move on SanDisk? Probably not, dude. Why the hell would I buy this thing up $200 a share? Because I think it's going to go up $300 a share? I'm holding off on adding again, even though we're kind of getting a rounding top. I want to be a lot more careful here. See this area here. So although we're getting this rounding top, I want to be very careful. So 1200 remains the key on SanDisk, and 820 remains the key on Micron. We should see some sort of pullback here. My plan is when we pull back here, I want to reduce some so I can reassess, because now my thesis is being proven wrong. What a crazy move. Starting to see some topping action, but again, 1200, SanDisk, 820, Micron. I do think that this Micron could at least test 800 or below. And SanDisk could test close to the low of the day, 1120, 1130. So a little bit of pain, but it might be worth the gain here. So definitely getting that rounding top here on Micron, but I do not want to add yet until my key areas break. I've scaled in more than I should have on the front side. So getting some fails here on Micron. SanDisk is still pushing. Should start to see this this SanDisk start to pull back based on Micron. It should. That's too freaking strong today. A little bit too biased too early today.
Yeah, pretty aggressive pushes.
But getting a lower high here on Micron, which is helping SanDisk. Same key areas, 820 and 820 and 1200. NUWE, big death candle. Microsoft on track for the biggest gain since 2008 now. Still holding. So if we don't start to fail here, I'm going to reduce it. Let's see. So you see, for the first time, we're seeing a push on high of the day and fail. Saying this, push on high of the day, fail. We need to start to see some fails here. Just don't want to blindly add, guys. We don't want to blindly add them. Every time I'm adding, I'm waiting for some sort of confirmation or some sort of signal. What a move, dude. What a move. So again, we're starting to see some fails, some cracks in the armor. But every time that's done that, it's kind of reclaimed. So it needs to make some sort of lower low. Right? It needs to make a lower low here. Under this 830 would be key. Let's see. Watching. Finally starting to see a double top. But I should wait for my key areas. Under 830, I'll definitely hit some more. So it's been just 30 minutes of just straight up, straight up, straight up. NUWE continues to fail. So watch as 830. See if we finally get a turn here. Very difficult. So finger on the trigger to add micron. If we break this 831, 832-ish area, that'll create a little bit of a lower low finally. Watching. Saying this a little bit of a fail, so we're getting it. Let me just get a little bit more confirmation before I pull the trigger. More fails, DFNS. So lower high there, DFNS. Problem is the volume is so low. 3 million shares is pretty damn low for that. Sorry to get that fail. So fuck it. Joining more SanDisk here. Joining more Micron short. So I finally started to see that top area. If we get that break of 831, that'll be a great confirmation. So now I'm in 50% size. on SanDisk at 1178-ish. And I'm at 35% size. Micron at 822-ish. So notice, guys, I'm still not at my full sizes. I think I'm going to size up here momentarily. Another reclaimed DFNS. That's why low volume is tough. Getting prepared to add more SanDisk here aggressively on a 1200 break. Micron, you can see there's some support here at 24. So let's see, we might be getting it here, guys. Let's see. Finger on the trigger. Added SanDisk. Looking for 824, 825 break here on Micron. Let's see. Finger on the trigger. So now is when I'm getting more aggressive as they are turning. So now is when I am adding more aggressively, guys. So notice, I'm not adding more aggressively as is going against me, as is going for me. Adding more Micron here. Adding more SanDisk here. Now here's the turn. Now let's see how much we turn. We should fail big time here. There should be the top. We should get the turn here. Well, not crazy yet. Not crazy yet. So I'm not crazy yet. Now we need this to be a lower high. Now we need a lower high here. If we get a lower high here, these are going to wash out another $5 to $10 from Micron, another $20, $30 for SanDisk. Are you in 30% size or bigger? I posted my size multiple times in the chat, guys. I don't know where the hell I put it, but I put more in now. So I'm probably here. I'm supposed to be here, but I'm about 50% size on Micron. And probably about 60%, 70% size on SanDisk. Yeah, it's a very big run. Way more than anticipated. We just need a little bit of a lower high here. If we get another lower high, we're going to get that trade that I've been looking for. Just need a little lower high. Overall markets get a little bit of a fail. What a crazy rally. I mean, I would have never imagined to be buying a 200-point rally and saying it's going to go up 250. Just want to see a little bit of follow through. That's it. Just a little bit of follow through. I want to see a lower high and some fails. Need to start to see some sort of lower high fail here. Really, really aggressive bounces, but letting them trade out. These names have not been easy. I think they're going to start to enter my do not trade list, like the quantum stocks. Because what the hell? But we'll see. So need to see a lower high. I'll stay here as long as the trade is working. As most of the time, the trades have been happening in the afternoon. And I'm not going to walk away today if it continues to work. NUWE fail. It's still pretty damn strong. That's crazy. Seeing that potential lower high start forming now. We need to get some follow through. So you see that lower high forming on a SanDisk? Ideally, we need that lower high break of 1200, right? DFNS still trappy. So if we break over the high of the day on these, that's where I will reduce my position. Because at that point, it's like, what the hell? At that point, I gave it enough time, enough pullback, enough everything. Same thing, guys, same thing. I find it very hard to believe that when these stocks are gapping up $200 a share, that they're going to continue to push up higher after that. It's very unlikely, but here we are. If the trade is going to work, the bounce should fail. If the bounce is going to work, if the trade is going to work, the bounce should fail here. Yeah, these things are still pretty damn strong. It's just crazy. It's pretty damn strong. So considering reducing some and reassessing if I have to. So watching this high of day break. If we break the high of day and we don't fail, I'm going to have to reduce it. So yeah, prepare here probably to stop out. SK Hynix also squeezing like crazy. So Sanders didn't break high of the day yet. Micron broke out higher, but just kind of hanging around there. Pretty unbelievable move so far this morning. Unbelievable. What a bounce on everything. Yeah, not easy day, man. I think after today, I'll probably be done trading these names. Every day I've just been wrong.
Yeah, definitely tough.
Crazy, crazy moves. So I stopped out of some Micron here. Cut half my position. Sanders waiting for it to break high of the day. If it happens. Pretty unreal move, dude. Unreal. Sanders is not breaking the high of the day yet, though. It's either only a matter of time or it's going to fail there. Why couldn't I have done this move yesterday, man? Why could I not have done this move yesterday? So getting close to stopping out here on SanDisk as well. You ever hold your short position overnight? Definitely not. So SanDisk breaking out here. Gonna see if it fails at high day. If it doesn't fail at high day, then I'll stop out again. All these things just absolutely insane. AMD as well. Wow, what AMD. All these things just straight freaking up. It's almost like someone got liquidated yesterday. They're just buying back everything today. That's crazy. So they didn't stop out of SanDisk yet. So looking hopefully to see this sort of fail here on SanDisk, but it's not really doing it right now. Okay, again, that fail there, SanDisk. This is probably going to be my last shot to make it work. You know, if it doesn't work here, it's not going to work. All these moves are pretty unbelievable. AMD, SK Hynix, SanDisk, Micron. It's very rare to these, bro. Every move that these stocks have made has just been abnormal. Every move. So I'm gonna stop out here to SanDisk probably. So stopped out of some SanDisk here for a loss. So, man, 4 days in a row I've been losing money. I can't remember the last time I lost 4 days in a row. I literally can't remember the last time I lost 4 days in a row. That's all right. I mean, this is what real trading is. You guys want to see the losses as much as the wins, right? Shit. Bananas, dude. Bananas. Wow, AMD almost 500, bro. 500 AMD. Wow. This is like, bro, the price action is as if today is the last day to ever buy stocks ever again. That's crazy. I mean, these things are just speeding up and speeding up and speeding up. Yeah, this is real trading, guys. I mean, the honest truth is on the bright side of things, you guys will see how I try to get out of a slump. So trying to turn a negative into a positive here with educational experiences. You guys will see me, try to get over this slump in the next coming days as well. But we'll see. I'm probably going to give myself one last chance here if these turn. So if these turn, I'll give it a chance, but so far, don't look like it.
Yeah, pretty insane, man. SanDisk is up almost $250 since yesterday's close.
Forget yesterday's close, bro. It's up $300 since the lows. No pullback. It was at 960.
Yeah, that's insane. Which was yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, look, guys, I'm gonna draw down. So far I'm down like, I don't know, decent amount today, but this is what it's like. I can't have the $1 million years without the tough red days as well. But let's see. I'm gonna try one more reshort here on Micron and one more reshort here on SanDisk. And this is gonna be my last attempt here. So this is going to be my last attempt here. If we don't turn here on this SanDisk and Micron, then I'm just not going to do it. But these things are just speeding up, man. These things are just speeding up. So this high of the day was 1239 on SanDisk. If we break under this 1239, I'll add. And aside from that, I will not touch it because, this is it's just accelerating too much. Way too much acceleration without any pullback. 25% in 1 day, bro. These are like $1 trillion companies. These $1 trillion companies are moving 25% in a day. That's wild. So SanDisk will only add if 1238 breaks. Micron will only add if, I don't know, like 859 breaks maybe. Yeah, so great question from Ninja Trader about, can you explain the difference between yesterday and today? I mean, the difference is that like we finally got some sort of bottom on these names. So my actual initial thesis was actually to go long, but how the hell can you go long when these things are gapping up 10, 20%? So I was waiting for an initial dip to come to go long. And I was like, all right, if I think that a dip is going to come, why don't I just short it until that dip comes? And the dip literally never came. The dip literally never came. The dip literally never came. I mean, these things are just too strong. So I think I'm going to cut these off, guys, and then call it a day here. Let's see. Wait a second. Let's see, Micron. A second here. Watching this 859. DFNS, low volume, still trappy. Watching 859. Is this it? Let's see. Add more Micron here. Add more SanDisk here. Again, last attempt, last attempt, last attempt. I'm gonna move on Microsoft. On the plus side, in our diamond long-term investing, our Microsoft position is up pretty decent now. NUWE, very heavy. So break of this 1238, 1239 could be another potential add there on SanDisk. But probably gonna chalk this up to really walking away soon. This is real trading, guys. This is real trading. I will, as much as this sucks, I will use this as a learning experience to show you that even multi-millionaire 8-figure traders will lose 4 days in a row. I think the last time I lost 4 days in a row is before I kissed a girl. No, but like seriously, it's been a while. It's been a while. Can't have the good days without the bad days. Yeah, do you think So letting these things trade out, seeing micron. So probably reclaim of high of the day on these. It's gonna be my stop out and call it a day. Can't have the $1 million days, the $1 million years, the 6-figure days without the losses. So let's keep it running. We'll see what happens here. This is the last attempt. I will not go back to the well after this. I usually give myself like a 3 strikes and you're out. It is essentially strike number 2, but I'm not looking for 3 strikes today. I'm not looking for 3 strikes today. So starting at that lower high again. All I'm trying to do back here, guys, is, I'm probably just going to make a little bit of my losses back here. Probably going to make some of my losses back here. So letting these lower highs continue. Crazy, crazy moves. If it's going to turn here or not at all. Just trying to see if I can make back some losses here. Those are weak. Adding some to the winner here, Micron. So that is going in my favor. I want to add to the winner. Sorry to get that fail on SanDisk. Adding to the winner on SanDisk as well. So added to the winner on both. Now again, this is my final attempt. If these things reclaim, that's it. That's it. That's it. Just trying to make back some losses here. Who knows? If this goes back to VWAP, it'll be fine. But I just got to be rather careful. So notice, guys, I'm stopping out. I'm taking losses. I'm reassessing. If it's failing, if it's confirming, I'm going to get back in. But first things first is to control those losses. How long have you been trading? I've been trading for almost 13 years. February is going to be my 13-year anniversary. So let's see if we finally get some sort of follow through. The overall market's pulling back a little bit. So same thing as before, guys. Same thing as before. The bounce is normal. We just have to see if a lower high forms. If a lower high forms, that's the goal. So you see how we're getting that lower high already kind of forming here? You see this, guys? A micron. We just need to get some more confirmations here. This is not, these are the days of trading. Kind of freaking annoying and sucks, These are days that kind of annoying. But, for me to be a transparent trader, I have to show you guys this shit too. I can't say that it's all sunshine and rainbows. I can't say that I win every day. Because what the hell are you guys going to learn from that? So you see how we're getting that lower high forming and the bounce starting to fail? That is a signal of confirmation. Now, additionally from confirmation, we need some freaking follow through. So that is what it's looking like follow through here on Micron, but we need more. So you see, guys, I stopped out around 850, and I was able to short it 10 bucks higher with more confidence. And I'm waiting for the trade to unfold. It was like literally a buying frenzy this morning, dude. Okay, lower high again. So finally started to see some lower highs. There we go. Finally started to see something here. So finally started to see some sort of signal of that trade that I've been looking for. Gonna add some more SanDisk here and let Micron work. Finally starting to see some action. Finally. All freaking day. Micron $20 off the highs. SanDisk $30 off the highs.
Yeah, SPY is starting to pull back too.
I mean, it's now or never, dude. It's now or never. Let's see. S&P is under view app finally.
Yep.
So finally getting some extended pullback here. Let's see if we can get it. Some good stop outs and reattacks so far. I'm okay with slow as long as it works. I'm okay with slow as long as it works. I'm okay with slow as long as it works. So, really good so far. Starting to add some decent P&L here on Micron, making it back. Let's just get SanDisk to work now. SK Hynix is failing. All right. Ay, ay, ay. What a freaking headache.
Not easy.
I'm going to be smart here just because I don't want to have more losses. So I'm going to reduce a little bit of Micron here for about $20 a share. I'm still waiting for lower, but I want to be proactive now because I need to be into the mode of trying to reduce my losses here. And I don't want to be in a place where it's at 840 and then it bounces to 850 and then I get pissed off, right? So I want to at least reduce some to, you know, not be so stressed out and so annoyed. It's more of a risk mitigation, you know? Slow and steady. This is not easy. So, SPY failing, Tesla failing. When I try to make my loss back, I end up revenge trading. How do you make sure that you're not revenge trading? Well, what I imagine is this. If I'm not in the trade, would I be entering here? If the answer is yes, then I want to take the trade. But if you're thinking, oh, I just want to trade to try to make the money back, I want to make the money back, you know, then that's where you kind of get into an issue. So I'm asking myself, is this a trade I would take if I was not in? And if the answer is yes, then I'll take the trade. If not, then I know that's an emotional trade. So good reduction there on some Micron. Again, what I want to see here is the same shit. I want to see a lower high form. It's just been straight up squeezed for like an hour and a half. Let's get a little bit of fails. Oh my God, Steven, that boat.
I saw that the other night. I couldn't help but to take a picture.
I'm not a aquatic guy, but I think I need to buy that boat.
I thought that might have been your boat.
We'll make a quick coffee. I'll be right back. Nice lower high forming again on Micron. So you're seeing how we're getting a potential trend change here, guys.
Sandisk, another nice lower high so far. Let's see if we can get some follow through.
All right, I'm back. Again, lower highs. Markets are fading. Microsoft under VWAP. Tesla failing. So we're starting to see reversal. Fucking hardest reversal of the day, but, you know, we'll take what we can get, I guess. Again, I want to be more proactive, so I'll reduce a little bit of Micron again on the dip here, just so I can kind of reduce my losses, cap my stress a little bit, give myself the ability to be patient. Don't want to make the same mistake I made yesterday where I was going to say, oh, like I was long, and if it just bounced to VWAP, I would exit, and then it never fucking bounced to VWAP. You know? So I want to learn from yesterday's mistakes and just be more proactive. It's a really tough action. What were the locate costs on NUWE today?
I checked earlier, they were pretty high.
So my thought process here is probably like, honestly, if this Micron reclaims like the 860 area, you know, I'll just walk away from it. And whatever SanDisk is out, I'll just kind of call it there too. We'll see what happens here. Hey, Alex, when you say that you're in 30% size, how do you calculate that? So before I enter the trade, I have a set idea of the size I want to use. So just for making math simple, let's say I want to use 1,000 shares max size on SanDisk. And 30% of that would be 300 shares. So before you enter a trade, you should already have determined the max share size that you want to use on that setup, right? Because you don't want to wing any trade. You want to make a plan. I'm starting to get that bounce on Micron, so very happy now that I covered $10 a share ago, right? That insurance policy kind of helped me out here. Is that making sense, guys? Nice lower high. Very good lower high. So now I can make a choice, guys. Now my choice could be, all right, Alex, stop out if it reclaims 860 or be patient. I'm going to be a little bit patient here. I mean, I'm already been here for a while. I'm already getting, some action out of it. So I could either reduce some more or be a little bit more patient. So I'm going to be a little bit more patient here. This is real trading, guys. Not all sunshine and rainbows. I'm just very mega surprised at the power on SanDisk. Alex, when the trade is not working until this time after 10:30, does that mean that you're breaking your rules? I mean, I will 99% of the time I will not trade after 10:30. But if I think that there is an opportunity that warrants it, then I will. So I think that today is a good enough opportunity to stick around. I think I might just move on from these plays here. Yeah, I'm going to give it a set. Probably this like 855-ish. 855-ish is kind of what I'm thinking, to just kind of move on from this on Micron. And at that point, I'll move on SanDisk as well. So getting pretty damn close here. Very happy to have reduced some Micron there. $10 a share lower. And little insurance policies certainly helped me out. Alex, you think the overnight market is affecting the price context? For example, without the overnight market, SanDisk looked like a bounce, but with it, it looks like a breakout. Any thoughts? Yeah, I mean, for sure. The overnight market definitely screws with this stuff, but if I'm honest, guys, we're going to get 24/7 trading probably really damn soon. You know, because the thing is, the markets need to compete with crypto. They need to compete with gambling. They need to keep up with sports betting. So I would say probably, dude, honestly, within 1 year, all markets are going 24/7. Seriously. That's going to be a nightmare for traders. I already couldn't fucking sleep at night, bro. Imagine a 24-hour market. Imagine Bow. Imagine Bow trading a 24-hour market. Very good lower high again on Micron. Almost stopped me out, but thank God I stuck to my plan. Very nice lower high. I mean, fuck. That's a really good fail. That's a really good fail. Normally, I'd be adding into this fail, seriously. But Alex doesn't want the smoke today. He does not want the smoke today. Alex does not want the smoke today. Yeah, 24/7, 5 is on Schwab, but I'm talking everything. So the 24/7 stocks on Schwab are like Micron, SanDisk, Amazon, Apple. Like I'm telling you, every stock is gonna be 24/7. That's what I mean. Really crazy, crazy price action. Really crazy price action. So Micron is just kind of consolidating here. So it's got to pick a direction, man. It's just kind of in the middle of the range here. So it's got to pick a direction here soon. SPY is failing. Let's see if that gives us some help here. The fact that SanDisk is still holding 1200 is bananas to me. That's bananas to me. How do you say bananas in Spanish? What bananas? Plantanos.
About time.
So we're consolidating, man. So consolidation either ends in one way, man. Either very up or very fucking down. So let's see. Sand is kind of coming down a little bit. Support is at 26-ish, right? Let me see my eyeball. Yeah, 1226.
SanDisk testing support.
Microsoft, some weakness too. Microsoft, biggest move in 18 years today, which is crazy. Is zombie rule only for small caps or also for large cap? Mostly for small caps. Mostly for small caps. Large caps, the way large caps work is they usually pick a direction and then continue that direction. Seeing this little bit of fail, Micron just consolidating, bro. I'm going to reduce a little bit more Micron here. And I'm going to reduce a little bit of SanDisk here as well, just to kind of protect myself. Again, you can see I'm playing it rather, conservative today. Let's see, I might just get stopped out of the rest here. What's the high of here? Yeah, so I'd say, guys, I stopped that all around. Stop that all around. That's going to be my day. As I'm seeing through this consolidation, Micron is kind of breaking out a little bit higher. Through this consolidation, SanDisk is not going down. Again, I'm being very risk averse because I'm already pissed off, man. I'm already pissed off. So these things could waterfall. These things can flush out. But I traded like a dummy today. I traded like a dumb ass. And because I traded like a dumbass, I have to respect, that maybe it's better just to kind of walk away, reassess my thoughts. This is the 4th day in a row that I've lost. Last time I lost 4 days in a row was probably almost 5-6 years ago. Who knows when it was? Well, let me just do a quick write-up for this, and then I'll kind of share everything. This is my day. Lost about $9,200 today. So $9,200 loss. Still at $27,000 for the month, which isn't bad. Well, let me do a quick write-up here. Like I said, it is now the 4th day in a row that I've lost, but still kind of keeping everything under control here. Still up, 27K for the month, which, is nothing to really be too excited about, but green is green, keeping everything controlled. So this is my write-up, and I'll kind of share it here. Give me a second, let me share it in the webinars channel. And then I'll kind of read it out. Give me a second, guys. I actually got to take this call. 1 second, and then I'll read it out. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, and here's my chart on MU. Posting and webinars. Gave it 2 chances. Didn't trade any small caps today. Didn't see any opportunities. NUWE had crazy high locates. Oh. Yeah, MU. Still trying to push higher. Covered out of it though.
All right, sorry, guys. I'm back.
No problem.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of my day here. So let me just kind of recap what I wrote here. I said SanDisk and Micron, these things gapped up 15 to 20% overnight. These are trillion-dollar companies gapping up. I was actually looking to go long these. I wanted a dip to go long. These never got a dip, so I tried shorting the first initial push into resistance, but I was wrong. So this is now the 4th day in a row that I lost, but I've been keeping everything under control. Still up, 26,000 for the month after losing, 4 days in a row. Very, very tough action, very, very tough price action, but what I promise you guys, every day, win, lose, or break even, I promise to keep sharing you guys and showing you guys. There's been very few and far between that I kind of go through a losing streak or a slump, but I am normal, I am human, and after 12 years of trading, I still suck sometimes. So I think that these next couple of sessions will be really, really important. Maybe it might be a good learning experience to record all of these next sessions and kind of be like, you know what? I'm going to record coming back from what is this? A $17,000 losing streak. And all the processes and all the everything that I'm doing within that to try to come back from that losing streak. You know what I'm saying? So that's my mindset today. Last 4 days have been rather tough, rather difficult, rather annoying. But like I said, my goal is to show up every single day, show you guys everything. And that's kind of what we do here. So glad that I kept the stream running today on YouTube. Probably not going to do that again until like a couple weeks. I usually like to do it once or twice a month. So for you guys watching, we do this every single day. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. But with that being said, I'm going to call it a day with a small red day. Regardless of what these things do, I'm just going to walk away, and that's it. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Thank you to everyone that's been leaving comments on our videos. Thank you for everyone that's been helping our channel grow. And we'll be back at it again first thing tomorrow morning as usual. That's it. Thanks, everyone.